Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man! At your services. How are you all? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I've got myself a nice big mug of tea. I've just got in from a big mad dog walk. Roxy the Wonder Dog is just down there. I will show you. She'll probably get off. There she is. Roxy! Hey! Now, as the title of this video says, I don't spook easy. And I don't. You know me. Of course I don't. I'm fearless. I thought I'd scared the dog off then. Because she and me both have been spooked. Yeah. So, it's dark. Been working today, and as soon as I shut the laptop down, Roxy was in my face. Come on, Dad, let's go out. Come on, we got to go on patrol. So we went out. And we went out various streets and then the cemetery, the boneyard, as usual. Now, you guys know I'm in there every single day. I know every grave. I know everybody. I've put most of the bodies in those graves. I've slept in there many times too after a big night out, and I've come home and got the previous dog we had, the great big huge pony-sized German Shepherd we had before her, which was called Pepper, as in Sergeant Pepper. And she was absolutely the biggest, most beautiful, the most badass beast the world's ever known. She was gorgeous yet prehistoric, and I'd come back after a night out, and it'd be like 3-4 in the morning, pissed as a fart, but the dog still wanted to go out. So I would take, and again, all my dogs have been, well, bitches, not dogs. So we took Pepper out, and we go around the graveyard, and next thing you know, I'd fall asleep. I actually had a particular tomb which was very comfortable. It was an overturned tomb, big headstone on the deck, but the base of it acted like a pillow. I know this sounds completely blasphemous and sacrilegious, but hey, you know, any port in a storm. And I'd just, well, obviously at some point, I'd just sit on this thing and then keel over, and I'd wake up hours later, sometimes dawn, and of course you don't know where the hell you are, and there's gravestones. Oh my god, have I died? What's happened to me? And then it'd all come creeping back to you because you're still a bit pissed, and like, oh my god, where's the dog? And she'd always be lying next to me. There she was, loyal, fantastic, protecting me. Anyway, I've got some stories about spooky stuff that happened in there with that dog as well, but we'll come on to that though in a different video. So this time I'm out with Roxy and off the lead, and Roxy's giving it loads, scampering around the tombs and all the usual patches, because people throw out food over the back walls, and of course she knows where to go and get it. A scavenger supreme she is. And it was cold. It's definitely cold out there. It's still a bit muddy underfoot. It hasn't quite frozen hard, and you love it when the ground is hard and it crunches. All the muddy bits don't yield underfoot. Oh, it's great. But it still was muddy. And as I say, it was dark because it's a bit of a clear sky. There were some clouds scuttling about. And of course, the irony is that when cloud moves over, they're light clouds and they're not like heavy with rain. Then they bounce light goes up into them from the street lights all surrounding, and it throws it back down. So it actually makes the whole place a lot brighter. And obviously if you've got a full moon, it makes the whole thing, it's lit up like daylight. But there's no full moon. A few stars went out, and the clouds were scuttling about in the far corners of the horizon. So it was dark, and it was empty. We met nobody, saw nobody, and no other dog walkers. So she's off the lead, and we did the usual rounds, and it's a very big cemetery. I mean, you've seen videos, I've done videos in that cemetery, and to be honest, with what just happened, I thought, film it, but it's dark. You wouldn't see a damn thing. Like, you would have got some interesting audio though, like my arse going. But Roxy, come here, protect me. No, all it is. But it is weird. Oh, hang on. My fingers are still cold. Oh, it's nice. Yeah, I'm playing Predator. Alan Silvestri's pounding, eerie, thrilling, pulsating score for Predator. Arnie's finest moment. Because it reminds me of that bit what happened. And so, she's off the lead, and we're walking down, going usual rounds, and I can see a light. Now, you've got to bear in mind that it's a big cemetery and there's lots of different parts to it. We've got the Russian Orthodox Church in the middle of it. You've got a cemetery, sort of the caretaker's house. You've got the workies' huts down the bottom. These are the guys who, tend the graves and dig up the graves and all that sort of stuff. You've got mounds of soil where me and Roxy the Wonder Dog have soil bomb fights every day, and it's great, good fun. Things you do. And then you've got the different parts to the cemetery itself. And you've got 3 main entrances. There's actually 4, but the Marquis, because that is his name, Richard Marquis or Marquis or something, who runs the thing. In his infinite wisdom, he closed and welded shut one of the gates there to make life difficult for anybody, basically. And so you've got 3 entrances now, and they're in obviously different corners. And so you've got 2 main roads border it, and then you've got another road, but they're all kind of busy. And above it, at the top, there's a park and a library and a kids' play area, and that's quite a big sort of area as well. Lots and lots of trees. So there's lots of different bits to it, as I say, and the big main entrance and these other gates and that. So, but when you're in the middle of it, like, it's dark. And even in daylight, you get this thing called, well, I called it graveyard shift, because even though the tombstones, and they're all different colours as well, you've got your black ones, you've got your white ones, you've got your grey ones, marble, stone, granite, all this sort of stuff, like, and you've got little sort of crosses as well, and these big ornate sculptures and of angels and what have you. And you've got some big mausoleums as well. You've got the huge Anderson vault, and which is great. And you've got this other big, huge, monolithic white marble slab, which is towering, but it's just a great big headstone, basically. I've actually forgotten the name. I go past it all the time, and I've forgotten the names that are on it. But so you've got these different bits, but in daylight, even in bright sunlight, because of the tiers of all these ranks and quadrants of graves, as you're walking and shadow play takes effect, you get this sort of movement. And it's just the movement of graves and perspective. Because I've been there for many years, and I've trained observer with the Marines and all that. So, but my eyes are like constantly like that. So it does that during daylight. It does it at night as well, obviously. But I'm used to all that sort of thing. I'm used to the shift and the shadow play and all this sort of thing. And the lights that come on around the Russian Orthodox Church, motion sensors. So the lights come on and they cast a very eerie glow. An eerie glow out into the different quadrants around the church. When you're right underneath it, it's like the Exorcist poster, you're brightly illuminated, but the way it peters out and it creates this shift again, the shadow play, it's all very complex stuff. This is what I get up to, mate. When I'm just walking the dog, my mind is playing, oh, I could write about this, we could film here, I could do this, oh, it's great. But spend too much time in that cemetery. And by the way, that cemetery is just there because we're back onto it. So, cheers. I saw this light, and it was. I thought at first, I thought, what the hell is that light? And it was moving. This light. It's hard to work out. It was so bright, the light, that I thought at first, that's someone with it's either they've got the phone on, way too bright for that, or they've got a torch. They've got it obviously trying to see their way down the path, and they've probably got a dog with them. But the light wasn't weaving around like someone holding a torch. Okay, maybe it's on their head. It's one of those helmet torch things. A bit odd to be in the cemetery with one of them on, but it could be. So I thought, well, you're going to be able to see someone's shape moving along. But weirdly enough, I couldn't see his shape. It was too bright for that. And the movement of the light seemed a little bit odd as well. And when I clocked it and watched it for a few seconds, it stopped. Now, trying to gauge distance as well, I thought it's on the bottom track, the main path. There's many different paths, obviously, and different bits to the cemetery, but it's on that long main one which connects from Seaview Road. We've got Seaview Road and Seabank Road. From Seaview Road all the way around to Rake Lane. It's that main sort of pathway. So I watched and I thought, okay, let's see you start moving again, because it's obviously someone there. The light didn't move, and I thought, okay, that's a bit weird. What is that light? It's very bright. It's a white sort of light. And I thought, well, Roxy's going to go down. If they've got a dog with them, because there's got to be someone walking or with a dog, that's why they've got a light on. They've got a dog in front of them. They're looking for the dog shit or whatever. But Roxy will go and show some interest. Roxy, and I thought, where's she? And she's right beside me, and she's watching this light. And she's the most inquisitive dog ever. And she was just watching this light, but she wasn't making any movement towards it. So all of a sudden, I thought, okay. I said, all right, hon. And I put my hand on it, and her hackles had risen. She's a husky. She's the friendliest animal on the planet. They may look like wolves, but they do not act like them at all. And she loves everything and everybody. So if her hackles to have risen, I thought, Christ, all right then. All right, and fear is contagious, by the way. So I was like, all right, let's get out of here. So we carried on walking down this path, and we're heading west. And this thing had been going east, travelling east, or so it seemed to me. But of course, took a few steps down the path and looked back again. Yeah, this thing wasn't moving east anymore. It was coming straight up towards us. I was trying to gauge distance. I thought, well, I know in daylight how far that is. You're talking like 25, maybe 30 yards away. But at night time and with a big ball of light, that perception's a bit different as well. Gauging distance is a little bit weird. It's a bit off kilter. Especially if you're moving too, you're not being able to like pinpoint and like gauge distance and movement because you're lying still. And I thought, okay, all right, let's keep going. Roxy, come on. And she needed no urging. She kept on. She was following, keeping pace with me. So we walked on down this aisle. And got to, and there's a junction there, different aisles. And I thought, okay, now turn around again. This fucking light was on the same aisle lane I'd just come down. And it was coming straight towards us. But again, I couldn't tell the distance. And I couldn't see a shape around it. I couldn't see like someone's head and shoulders, or the swinging of someone's arms, or the movement of someone's feet. I couldn't hear anything, and I couldn't see anything. Just this fucking ball of light. And oh, shit. And it brought back a lot of memories of like, not just, escape and evasion exercises and doing some nighttime infiltrations and all that, and recce's, nighttime patrols and observations, where you literally were keeping your head down and you could see what were the enemy, coming towards you. And you're trying to duck for your life and crawl away and try to circumnavigate them. It brought that all back, and it was kind of exciting. So we moved up the next aisle, the next lane, and looked back again, and this thing had come to the end, that junction, and was now coming up our lane. But the weird thing is, if you're walking in there, we were doing weird sort of taking different lanes and going different directions and throwing a dog leg in there and then going back on ourselves, and this was going on, and this thing was following us wherever we went. So we doubled back, and we're heading back towards what would be the main drive with the big churches on. And I thought, this thing, it's somebody, clearly. It's got to be, hasn't it? They're following us. Fuck me, why are they doing that? But the dog isn't, the dog's not showing any interest in it. Oh, hello, let's go and see who you are. She's not liking it. So, oh, fuck this, you know what I mean? So Roxy, brake left, I said to her, because she understands instructions like that. Now, we came off the path onto the grass where all the graves are, and we started weaving through the graves and moving sort of diagonally across this thing. So we got to the top, and we're heading uphill now. Got to the top in this top corner of this particular quadrant, and I turn round. The fucking thing, it's coming through the graves. But the weird thing was, whereas we'd had to weave in and out, this thing doesn't appear to be weaving at all. It's just a light coming towards. I thought, stop them. Someone is clearly doing something. There's graves in there which have little lights on them anyway. They're part of the ornate, ceremonial, commemorative stuff that's on there. Great big war monument there as well. I often do videos sitting at that war monument. You will have seen them. And because you've got houses and streets and street lights, but they're all distant. But if a car pulls out of a drive and its headlights cut through all the surrounding hedge, the perimeter hedging, and they cut through that. They're like beams of light, and they'll hit certain gravestones, which are like made of marble, and they'll reflect the light. So you get a lot of dazzling lights, piercing, and like laser beams coming across. So I thought, is this just someone's, like, maybe they've got weird Christmas light display, because the lights, deckies don't come down until I think tomorrow, although we took all ours down, because once you get Boxing Day, mate, I don't give a shit about Christmas. It's over. I don't want anybody reminders. Take it all down. And but it clearly wasn't. It's a light that's moving, and it's moving, following us. So right, we're going to speed up now, and we're going to head to the top gate. But that means we've got to come out onto that path at the top, and we're going to have to hurtle down towards that gate there. So in other words, we're kind of doubling back on ourselves again, and we've been sort of zigzagging, because I've cut a lot of this bit short, and so okay, we start jogging down the path towards that entrance there, and we get to it, like, and I look down, and of course where I am now, there's a path, like, if I'm looking this way, there's a path right behind you guys, and there's a path that way as well, and we've just come down that path there. So I stood there at the gate, got the dog with me as well, and I looked that way, it went there, right? I looked, I panned across like that as it come through the graves, went there, and the path where you guys are now, there it was, but I'd say a bit further away. So, but there was, that ball of light was there, and again I'm thinking, is that the torch on someone's head? But it's really, really bright, hot white light, and I'm looking at it like that, and I thought, that's unbelievable. Right, next thing, Kilt-Man! I fucking jumped down, turn round, I'm gonna fucking pull, who the fuck is that? It's my mate Tom, got his little dog with him. And I was like, fuck, what the? And he went, you alright? And like, Roxy never barks, and Roxy barked, which clearly meant that she was on edge as well. Not because of a little dog behind her, but because of this fucking thing. So I went, oh Jesus, he goes, what's with you? Oh, hey, you alright? And I went, yeah, because it's a bit more lighty, because when you come out of that gate, there's a bit more, you're heading into the park, and you've got more street lights. There's another entrance to the park, it's just around the corner. This is a big set of railings and a big wrought iron gate. And I said, mate, wait, can you see that? And I turn around, pointing at you. Can you see that? Go on, yeah? No light there. And I went, oh, you're joking me. I said, watch, there's a fucking big bright light, like a spotlight, been following me. He goes, oh, you've been drinking whiskey again, have you? I said, fucking hell, it's been pursuing me. We've been doing escape and evasion all through the graveyard, trying to avoid this thing. He said, a ball of light. I said, yeah, a ball of light. How bright was this? I said, how fucking bright? It's a fucking great ball of bloody light. It's pursuing me. And I said, look at the dog. He goes, well, the dog never barks. I said, no, look at it. She's not even playing with yours, for God's sake. She's sitting there beside me, unnerved by this fucking light. And I'd love to say, like, oh, and then he meant to me, my old grandpappy used to say things about this cemetery. Yeah, about that mysterious ball of fire that used to chase the unsuspecting and the unwary. No, he didn't. He just laughed at me and said, you're a fucking head case, you. And I was like, oh, it's really, really pissed me off, that now. And so we left. I shackled her up again on the lead. And unusually for her, she didn't drag me around any more streets. We didn't go down the beach like she'd normally want to go down there as well. She wanted to come straight home. So, folks, what was that then? St. Elmo's fire? I don't know. Gotta say though, there is a bit of excitement to that sort of thing. I mean, it's a ball of light, but if that was attached to somebody, then somebody was following me. Why? They're bizarre. I have seen other things in there, because, as I say, when you've got a clear sky, it's amazingly good for seeing shooting stars. You will see literally hundreds on a good clear night, just all the time. You think you get used to it, but you don't, because any sudden movement, like the graveyard shift, any sudden movement you catch in the corner of your eye, you will turn. You will never become immune to that, because it's an impulse, it's a reaction, and you look every time. So, and I've seen other weird lights in the sky, but you don't know what they are. I'm not saying aliens, but I don't know what they are. But they're not planes. See planes going over all the time, so But I wish if I had some good camera gear. Mind you, would that have worked? Would it have captured anything at all? An orb? I haven't seen any lights like that before. I definitely have not seen something like that. And it was kind of free. Is it coming after? I started thinking, like, is it something on me that's reflecting something behind? I don't know. Have I got like some kind of, like someone on a bike, if there's reflector lights on it, I don't know. Fucking hell. Weird. But it did kind of freak me out. And if I tell my daughter about it, because my daughter's bedroom is the one that overlooks the cemetery. No, there's nothing to be afraid of. Everyone's dead. But yeah, what was that then? So folks, I don't spook easily, but there you go. The forum is now open to you guys. There's your opening line. I don't spook easily, but, and then let me know. Tell me what freaked you out. And don't make it like a gang of friggin' knife-wielding maniacs. Nothing like that. Or a rabid dog shit. No. I want something really weird. Something, if you think it's supernatural, that's even better. But if it's something that you can't explain and it made your blood freeze, come on, we want to know. The Kilt clan need to know your spooky stories. So, anyway, and it can happen anytime. This was a Monday evening, a Monday early evening. Just finished work, dog out for a walk. Happened to be in a graveyard, but as you do. Anyway, folks, I have been, and always shall be, supremely spooked by great big balls of light. Take it easy, keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. A review coming later on this evening, so please do stay tuned, and I'm going to see you all for another light show. Big ball of light. Weird. Stop button doesn't work. Not so weird.